and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, as we must discuss the Vitor Roque situation right now, because honestly, I'm starting to get confused by what is going on right now with Vitor Roque, and I don't understand it. I've really tried to make sense of it all. I've really tried to understand what's going on within the club, but I just don't get it. I don't understand what is happening with Vitor Roque, because apparently the decision now, it has been made. It is 100% final. The club, Xavi, Deco, the board, they've all decided Roque must leave. He must depart the club this summer, whether that is on a loan deal or whether that is on a permanent deal. They want him out of the club, and I just find it extraordinary, right from the word go here, that we're talking about shifting, that we're talking about moving out one player here that we've signed for over 40 million euros, and within the first few months of the deal. Because what we're hearing right now is that a lot of this comes down to FFP. Barca are concerned, basically, that they have to register again Vitor Roque in the summer, and they're worried they don't have the space for it. They're worried there that Roque is going to allocate, funds that maybe they'd rather allocate elsewhere. But this is the thing. What happens here to the planning? We have signed a player for over 40 million euros, and yet we don't have a plan on how to register them. And now, because we're struggling, because we're thinking, okay, how are we going to do this? Now, let's just loan him out. Let's just sell him. It's ridiculous here that you can spend that amount of money and you're thinking afterwards. It's an afterthought here as to how we're going to register Vitor Roque. Because according to the reports that we have heard in the media, Xavi does not count on Roque. Xavi, it seems, is the root of this right now. He doesn't like Roque. He doesn't like what he's been seeing from him. He doesn't feel as though he can rely on him here over a course of the whole season. So Xavi doesn't want Roque. He has made that very, very clear to the club. And now, basically, the board are having to act on that. Deco is very much responsible for bringing him in. He was a big, big believer in Vitor Roque. Now Deco is having to say, well, maybe we can move him on there. It seems as though Xavi really is calling the shots inside of the club. The Barca board now are having to react. And basically, the verdict is Roque must go. That is the decision that has been made right now. Roque must leave the club. And I'm just wondering right now, what are you making of this? Because like we've spoken about before, Lewandowski is on a contract right now that if he plays a certain amount of games, if he plays maybe half of the games next season, he's going to be renewed for another year. Now, if Barca can't register Roque, they can't register anybody. We're not going to sign Darwin Núñez. We're not going to sign Alexander Isak. Those players cannot sign. If we can't register Roque, we're not going to get those players either. So what we're saying here next season now, if we're willing to let Roque go, is that we are 100% counting on Robert Lewandowski. That is the player that we are basing everything on. 36-year-old Lewandowski. Now, that's a risk. There's no denying that whatsoever. It is a risk to really call the shots and make that decision right here early in the summer here. And I just can't believe what's happening here with Roque, bringing him in for that amount of money, bringing him in early, barely seeing him. When we have seen him, by the way, he scored. He has actually contributed there in the attacking area of the team. But Barca don't want him. That is the bottom line here. Barca do not want him. Xavi does not count on him. The board now are looking to move him on. And what do you make of all of this, guys? What are your feelings right now when it comes to Vitor Roque? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you all very soon indeed, of course, with more updates to come. But until next time, as always, Visca, yeah, Barca.